A beyond godlike Nico baby Slark. I think that was the best result we got from that game. The game itself was not super exciting. Lights are exciting, though.
Yeah.
And the game was, I mean, it was over pretty fast, and then it went on for a little while, and then we got to see the Nico baby go beyond godlike Slark, and that was fun to watch. But it wasn't really good showing for Na'Vi, Kazu.
No, not really. I think for Na'Vi, something went wrong in the draft. I think their fourth pick, the Nakes, the Leipzig, I don't think it was very good. I also think Alliance's last pick was incredible. This was probably hands down the best silencer game I've seen in my entire Dota career.
And he went godlike too.
He went godlike.
Went godlike. Yeah.
I agree. There's two storylines to this game for me, which is picking Lifestealer into Omni Slark. I think they're counting on this Enigma to be able to deny those heroes.
Yeah.
But my boy Linus Limp Blomden absolutely pummeled Magical mid. I know it's a counter pick matchup. He got so many Qs off right as he was about to get astraled and just like took over. And then not to mention like the stack stealing, right? Like at the end of this game, you've got like 20 bonus agility on Slark and like 57 int on the silencer.
And you see there, right? The IO and then they teleport in. Disruptor just puts his ulti, puts his kinetic field there. They just seem to have a pretty easy way to victory.
And I know Disruptor's obviously top pick now. Everybody plays it, but this was always Hanskin's specialty. Like this was his
He was
hero.
the OG.
Even when nobody else was playing Disruptor, he was still playing Disruptor.
And you give it a treat. It's just like, this is just poetic, especially when she went all 3 lanes. There was a moment where Limp ties mid to 5 hero rotation.
5.
And you look at the net worth, and it's 4 heroes from Na'Vi all in the bottom.
I really like how Alliance played like that early game stage. They were doing pretty well in all their lanes, especially mid. And then they rotated their 2 supports to their strongest hero, which was the silencer mid. And then suddenly they drew all this attention to the mid lane. And now both, what was it, their Omni and Slark, they just freeformed on the side lanes.
Got towers, yeah.
It's a cool concept. It's kind of rudimentary now, but you still see teams not doing it. But you typically, you want to rotate and play around your strong heroes. You don't want to help your weak hero. You do that by pulling the squad, the enemy team away from them, leaving them in a side lane by themselves for a bit to recover on some free CS.
Good lesson to learn.
Yeah. Was Twitch chat naughty or nice for the MVP? What do you think? This is a tough one.
They were probably nice this one.
They gave it to Limp.
They gave it to Limp?
I trust
Maybe
him.
Nico Baby. I don't know.
But they would be nice either way.
He's a big, he's a big, I think Twitch chat's a big fan of Nico Baby.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is true.
It's a Nico Baby MVP.
What did you guys vote for?
I voted for Kyle.
Oh, can't do that. They voted for
nice.
A nice one.
Damn, Fada.
Fada, getting some love. All right.
Why are you smiling?
I mean, he punched people with the Dream Protector.
Oh, why not?
I wouldn't know.
What?
What?
What was the question?
I don't remember.
What was the question? If I would not vote for Kyle?
No, he asked, would you not vote for Fada? And then Kez was like, don't say it out loud. And then I said it out loud.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well, a little bit anticlimactic there, but you know, I'm happy you guys were nice. That's always good. And Limp had a great silencer game. Does silencer? You know, this was a perfect silencer game, but are we going to see more often?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, we might see it again, but I mean, that was literally a 22-pick silencer, a perfect counter to the Enigma, perfect counter to everything else. It's also Limp playing it. Like, he's one of the few who does play it. But if you're versus any sort of, like, hero that can move around, get away from you, you're kind of useless. And they didn't have any of those.
Yeah. So we're going to change the draft around. You're saying that that's where it all went wrong for Na'Vi?
Not necessarily all of it, but I think it all kind of, you know, translates into the game, and it was really hard for them in this game at least.
Yeah, to steal a line from Sind, he talks a lot about like single or spread damage carries. I think it's really dangerous to select your 1 and 2 and have them both effectively just be right-clicking one hero as their means of dealing damage. We saw in the previous series a lot of heroes like, you know, Gyrocopter as an example. Like you're doing mixed AoE damage, and like the Morphling is the same deal once you get a steal. It just doesn't work, especially if you fall behind. In addition, neither one of those heroes have ways to clear lanes quickly. So you're just at a natural disadvantage, especially when you're playing against a team that's running around the map with a Disruptor behind it. You're going to get picked off. You're going to bleed kills. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Well, feels like there's at least a lot to learn. Like this was
for sure.
Also for Na'Vi, we know they can play better. We know they can do better. So for them, it should not be too hard to adjust and to make game 2 a better one. After seeing that first game, though, do we think it's going to be a 3-game series? Because it felt like it. Because I mean, the game ended 27-3. Like, it was not close.
I think it's going to be tough because the thing was, right, they got the IO. Like, they got one of the strongest heroes. They got what they wanted. Now that, like, maybe their strongest strategy failed, you have to go to maybe number 2, and who knows what happens there. Maybe Alliance maybe these two scrimmed a lot, and Alliance, like, learned more from it. You never know. Like, when you scrim, one team probably learns more than the other.
And I'd argue that it's just a fact of life. We learn a lot more from our failures than our successes, which is why I've grown so much as a person since coming to Dota.
Yeah.
A lot of opportunities to gain knowledge. And I'd argue that if I'm scrimming a team, as long as I'm not getting destroyed, I'd rather lose the scrims because they don't matter. Nobody even remembers them. Nobody talks about them. Only Valve can see those results.
Yes.
Is that true? They can see them? I guess so.
Yeah.
They're somewhere on the server, I guess.
There's a key.
The cloud.
The cloud. All right, guys. Well, we're getting ready for the draft of game number 2 after this.
Rick Gaming Esports, professional esports housemaker.
毎日レインボーシャインジャパンが恋のラジオ GO! 変動集合私とずっと一緒にいてね大好きあなたの優しい言葉 Always あの曲を聴きたい恋のラジオキラキラ金曜日仕事終わってちょっと一休み疲れた一週間ラッキー週末今夜は何しようかな友達と夕方食べに行こうその前にステレオオン I just wanna hear you sing 変動集合私とずっと一緒にいてね大好きあなたの優しい言葉 Always あの曲を聴きたい恋のラジオときめき土曜日みんなと一緒にパーティー準備待ちきれないよ Let's go ダンシングあと5分でお出かけたいまだ今日あなたと会ってない会いたいなら Now's the time I just wanna hear you sing 初めてあなたの声聞いたとき私はまだ若かった今聞いてもまだ胸がドキドキする毎日レインボーシャインジャパンが恋のラジオ GO! 変動集合私とずっと一緒にいてね大好きあなたの優しい言葉 Always あの曲を聴きたい恋のラジオ爽やか日曜日
Revamped El Clasico right here, the Dream League Season 13. Alliance versus Na'Vi. Yes, it's two entirely different squads, but I feel like there's always a little bit of extra pressure when it comes to playing for these organizations in matchups like these, and I don't think you can discredit that.
And there's a lot on the line here. It's a top 6 berth at a major.
Yes.
We discussed it a lot, but that last year was almost enough to get you to TI.
That plus like even a last place at any other major.
Yeah.
Consider like how stacked the European region is, right? NIP is going back, OG is coming back, you have Secret, you have Nigma, you have Liquid. For a team like Alliance, like they're gonna have to fight tooth and nail just to make it to another major. And I know they've looked great thus far, but this is a big win for them.
You know what actually is even worse with that? The team that loses this series will actually face Liquid. So if that is indeed Alliance, like it's even more so that
Again? Didn't they play at the last one?
Yep.
What's with all these inter-regional
It's because
knockouts?
teams don't play the way that they are quote-unquote supposed to. For example,
Liquid
Chaos
seed 1.
came out of the Chaos came out of the first seed of NA and they bumped out. Na'Vi didn't come out first seed, came out third seed out of.
Can I make a request for like all
sure. Here,
Can we not seed based on qualifiers and instead use something like DPC points, especially when qualifiers are played on different patches
you know
from the tournament
the previous series we just watched, Secret versus Fnatic?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who do you think Fnatic will face in the lower bracket?
TNC?
Yes. Woohoo! TNC versus Fnatic is the next lower bracket matchup for those two teams. All right, let's talk about this draft, guys. We already have the openings. We've got a Tiny Lich for Alliance. We got a Doom and a Disruptor on the side of Na'Vi. Both those making it through is already, I think, very promising for Na'Vi. I like this opening a lot better.
And it's interesting because Alliance opened with Tiny, so they gave away the Disruptor and the Doom, and then they somehow got Lich 4th pick.
Hey, we saw those tossbacks. Maybe they're planning on the late game.
Yeah, I know that they like Tiny. They had it in quite a few games that they played. And then, of course, both Disruptor and Lich are in the pool. I don't think they mind which one they want.
I'll just give you guys some inside information. I played with Limp for about 6 years in multiple MOBAs, okay? It's a very simple rule. If Tiny's in the pool and Limp's on your team,
you take it.
You pick it.
You pick Tiny.
That's simple.
All right, that seems like, is that a golden rule to success or just a golden rule to playing with Limp?
His lifetime win rate for the last, like over years and years.
Let's hear the number.
Above 72%.
That's pretty high. Are you sure?
I call BS.
So, check my math.
I thought you said he played with you.
Exactly.
Not all of
make
the
that
games.
achievement even more
My
noteworthy.
God, he's like 150%. This guy's a monster. Well, he really wasn't, especially after last game. But
Alliance actually banned out the Tiny themselves previous game as well. So it was in the pool then. We'll see how well it does this time around. That does mean that you're preparing for a mid-Tiny.
Yeah, and both these teams, or both the mid players, play very similar. They both actually play, they love the TA, they both actually like the Tiny, so if they do take this Tiny, Limp's like, I'm going to secure my mid lane. I know all the matchups.
Yeah, banned out TA for the first one. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see another mid ban for the second one, but at least seems like for now, Na'Vi is really taking a little bit of their time to secure their 4th ban. I like the Disruptor, I like the Doom.
It's a really nice combination. Disruptor loves having offlaners that just run forward. In addition, if you get an Ags up, this is effectively a double Doom, which, you know, deleting one hero is nice enough. You can get rid of 2. It's quite easy to turn team fights around. Razor ban, somewhat revealing that Na'Vi might look for a melee carry. Not surprised. Crystallize does prefer those. He's an excellent lifestealer player, of course. That was just a really terrible game for him.
It could also indicate for a Viper mid pick, even though I'm not sure how good it is when you play up against a roaming Tiny, because I do think Tiny abuses that hero pretty well in the mid lane, as it's very slow. Apart from that, obviously another ban coming out for Alliance. Maybe another mid hero that they want to ban out here from Magical. I think Magical has very few select heroes that he plays incredibly well. I think most notably his TA. He has like 1,000 games on that hero.
Yeah. I like his Deuce as well. I can see that being a possibility here. You want to draft like a lot of beef. You want frontliners. You want heroes that can stand strong because you always have a Disruptor. So if the enemy side ever tries to choose flight instead of fight, you're always going to get an exit kill. That's just such a nice advantage and part of the reason the hero has such a high pick rate in this tournament. In addition to being pretty OP and having excellent talents, but we don't need to get into that.
And being one of the best level 1 nukes in the game, but we don't need to get into that.
Or
and everyone has a courier.
Or his Aghanims, but, you know, the Intuit thing. Huh. Yep, there goes the lifesteal you talked about. That is funny. I mean, as you said, the TA is his most played hero. I'm pretty sure the lifestealer is his most played hero, so you just take their comfort heroes away.
Yeah.
Because what do you do when you lose it? When you're in a BO3 and you're about to get knocked down to lose break, what do you go? You go for your comfort, so smart to remove it.
Well, I mean, nobody's getting eliminated here.
Well, no, I say go to losers bracket.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Just making sure.
And this is, you know, obviously the teams are no longer anything close to what they were of the past, but it's still Na'Vi versus Alliance.
Yeah.
This is, there's a lot riding on this. You're playing with history, right?
Yeah.
For history. Feeling history.
You are history.
You know that there are extra eyes on this match purely by virtue of historic results.
Okay.
PL banned by Na'Vi. I like that decision. Another Nico baby special. Still a Void in the pool, though I don't think that's likely against Disruptor. Doom. Slark as well is very difficult to perform optimally under the circumstances. Of course, it's Navi's pick, so I can see that setting up for a Deuce as well. You ban Razor PL.
Feels like it. But as you said, it feels hard to pick anything on the Alliance team, right? Carry-wise, Disruptor Doom's good versus pretty much every hero in the grand scheme of things. You could go below a minute here.
I mean, they're probably debating if they pick a support here or if they can pick a core to maybe mask the Doom for like one more pick, whether it's a 3 or 4. Because I've seen teams prioritize it as, you know, both a core and a 4 position.
We'll see.
All right, there you go. Doom most likely going to be the 4.
Unless a carry, a Radiance.
Or mid, like TNC.
Sure.
Yeah, that worked. And that's one of those things now that it's like not hidden, but it is in the back of your head if you're Alliance. You're like, oh, it could be a Doom, man. Armel's was pretty damn good.
And I gotta say, looking at this draft, I think Alliance might be considering putting Tiny on a 4 position instead of mid, just because these heroes of Na'Vi are so durable. You might want something with more sustained damage. Yeah. Like all of a sudden, caster archetypes, like maybe even a Necrophos. I'm not really a fan of that, actually. I think Viper is a better example of something you might go here for Limp in like the 4th pick position. Take your off lane here, perhaps. You already see.
I'm not sure what 3-3 would like to play here, actually.
Me neither.
Doom is not in the pool anymore because obviously Na'Vi have it. I think that's one of the 3-3 better heroes. Overall, I could see them maybe go for Wraith King later, even though I'm not sure how good that hero is overall, but when you play up against a Disruptor Doom, I think that hero rises up in value.
Is there a chance you just go for the 3rd pick Brood? They don't know.
That harder for them.
It's a nice pick.
I like that pick. I think it causes a lot of issues here for Na'Vi. They're going to have to respond like properly to this hero.
They also have played Batrider on Limp. But that would mean that someone else would play the Tiny, so I don't know.
I will say, this is a tough spot as a drafter for Alliance, because you've used a lot of your reserve time, and you have this super morphable 3-hero set at the moment. This could be Bat mid, it could be Tiny mid, they could both play support, they could both be off lane. So you sometimes end up over-versatalizing yourself, if that makes sense. Now you immediately, there's a Drow. However, Bat still is super favored in these lanes. I wouldn't be surprised to see them just go offlane, because if this is a Doom Disruptor support, neither really deals with the Bat. However, if you find that Satyr Purge creep as support Doom, you actually just shut down everything Batrider wants to do, because you can purge off the Napalm stacks. However, it is very mana inefficient. It's 120 per cast.
Yeah, and it also means that Doom has to play in the Bat lane. But anyway, I would also say, like right here when you see these picks, most likely Batrider should go into a side lane.
Yeah. I like Viper here for Alliance, then you pick your Nico baby hero. It's just super strong. You stand in the front lines, and it's just incredibly good. You get rid of the Retaliate from the Centaur, which is just so effective because he just starts to melt, and you can get doomed, you can get glimpsed. You need a hero that can stand strong, because if you're forced to run from a Drow lineup, you are going to lose. You have to get on top of these heroes. Wow. They did this, I think, in their group stage as well. This is like the counter to Drow. You just pop ult. She's weak against reach. You want to get on top of these heroes, you just pick the Spectre.
Wasn't that one of the games they lost, though?
Yeah, IG, yes.
I thought so.
Correct.
But
it is the counter, yes.
They also had a Brewmaster, which isn't...
They did.
Great.
Have a Brewmaster.
Also, Doom's really annoying, but if you get doomed as a Spectre, you just run. You literally just run and you reset.
Well, Spectre's pretty good. It's obviously a hard hero to pick, which is the reason why you don't really see it as often. I'd also say it's really good against Disruptor. There's a lot of heroes Disruptor enjoys himself playing against, but Spectre isn't one of them.
So now you have all this reach, right, and this catch potential, but Limp, he's got a lot of really interesting heroes that we haven't seen yet in this tournament. Sniper is one of them.
You don't like the bat or the tiny for him?
I don't think so. I think I'd rather have those heroes lane against the Drow, or just have the Bat Spectre top with like a Lich Tiny off lane. I just think that if you're looking at this lineup from Alliance, you'll get more value out of a mid hero for Limp than a 3-3. You've got a bunch of options, though. It depends on the direction they want to go. They could Tiny mid. They could go for that Brew again for the off lane and combo with the Spectre, even though it didn't work against IG. They obviously believe in that concept. Very low on time.
I could see it's a hard game for the hero, but I could see Shadow Fiend here for a line.
That's a really good ban if they weren't going to pick it, because it's one of the few break mechanics in Dota.
Oh yeah, they have
really
to
shuts
ban
down
it here.
Spectre.
Yeah, and it's also Drow Viper and the Centaur Stampede with it.
Looks like Alliance is not super sure yet either. We hear some heroes thrown around.
We got less than 20 seconds now.
10 seconds remaining.
We'll see.
Honestly,
they're really low on time.
open,
I hear him talking, like just throwing out.
That's a lot of heroes.
A lot of.
I could be SF with like an early BKB. Oh, this is a room master. Wow, against those heroes, Jesus.
Yeah, but that means it's a tiny mid. Limp, tiny. It's very simple. Other teams probably make that a 4 position.
Yeah,
but you have Limp.
All right, are we
There's still a chance that Batrider is for Limp, though.
I don't.
Right?
I mean, there's always a chance, but I don't think so.
Because it will then be Batrider support?
No, it's Fada, though. I think Fada Bat is...
But Fada's going to play Lich.
That's a good point. It'd be
Could be
Hanskin Bat, you're right.
Could also be Hanskin Tiny.
Hanskin Tiny works as well.
And Limp
Be
Bat.
anything. Ooh.
I mean, they're still open. They'll probably decide upon the
really
last pick, but...
All right, are we getting the tops in? Do we need the break mechanic? We need the Shadow Demon?
Maybe. I'm afraid about playing against Spectre if my only answer to the...
Exactly, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's...
Storm, maybe?
Storm's... I like Storm.
Yeah.
It's good. That's good. I could see a Quap perhaps as well. It's just kind of squishy under the circumstances, but I think Quap Storm is the way to go here. I agree.
Not many lockdowns at all, yeah.
He's also really good against... He likes playing against a lot of the Alliance heroes.
Swap, the other one you said.
Brew Lich, he's good against... Oh, there's the Queen.
Just squishy. You don't have much single target lockdown. However, if this is a Tiny or a Bat mid, it's a good matchup. Yeah. So that's why I like this a bit more than maybe the Storm. Because Bat versus Storm is pretty tough, especially if there's any sort of rotation from a Tiny. Now, the kill window is quite small, and it allows Navi's draft to play with more versatility. Plus, you're going to have an added you wanted to play with an aggro support, right? And it just makes sense. You aren't really ever going to be taking a full 5-on-5 into the big ultimates of Alliance. You want to kite the Haunt, kite the Brew Split, and then re-engage.
And good call, Shiver. It is the Limp Batrider.
It will be the Limp Batrider. Well, let's find out if he can do well enough to earn another MVP vote. Make sure you vote for the MVP during the game. And let's find out if Na'Vi can force that third game, because they are going to need a little bit of a better performance than previous game. OD Pixel Fogged, it's all you.
Here we go, game 2 of Na'Vi versus Alliance. I'm OD Pixel here with Fogged. And already with these drafts, Fogged, right, we're seeing Na'Vi. They've got the playmaking.
Aggression.
They're ready to go. They're ready to roll. We aren't. There's no way, right? You cannot get run over in the lanes with a draft like this. You're going to have some power somewhere with Na'Vi's heroes.
You should. Yeah, you definitely should. Much better, much like nicer draft for them here. And they are going to their like comfort picks where they are putting Zayet's on the Doom. We've seen him play this a lot of times. We got to cast a lot of them inside like some of the qualifiers that we did with him. And he likes to go in particular for the Alpha Wolf A lot of the times he really like looks around for it a lot so that he can make very aggressive plays in the laning phase. But we've also seen the popularization of that ogre creep as well too. So we'll see him likely go for one of those two so he can look to cause a lot of annoyance on the map.
What do you think about some of these picks from Alliance? You know, Spectre
Different.
coming into the play. You know, it's something a little greedier again. A hero that teams just aren't playing. Some teams would say straight up this hero is bad. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, what's your thoughts on Spectre at the moment?
There's a Drow. I think the Drow pick just makes it make more sense, right? It's just a hero that instantly gets on top, and they wanted a super hard carry. They have this draft, you see late game, that Spectre. He looks pretty damn good if this game does get to later stages. He should be able to have a really good timing if they don't lose the game. If they don't like lose the base, he is going to be the strongest hero on the map at some point for sure. Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely neat.
I'm very excited to see this mid matchup, of course. The Limp Bat, another speciality of Limps. He showed us the silence in game 1. We're getting to see his bat in the mid lane here in game 2. How does it do against the Quap?
You would imagine the Quap does pretty good in the first few levels. Your turn rate is horrible, though. That is the very annoying thing as a Queen of Pain versus Bat Rider. Can be pretty annoying. And the one thing that I have seen a lot of players doing when you do see these type of matchups that aren't as normal, it's a Bat Rider versus a ranged hero, they get level 2 immediately. They get like 8 stacks on you, and then they get Flame Break, and they can just kill you almost immediately from that. So likely we will probably see Limp do that. He's going to hold the point, but he's already level 2, and Magical's level 1. He's doubling up this wave.
Well, you've got to be very careful, as you say, as this Quap.
Oof, he's going to get both of these range creep denies. That's pretty massive already. Beautifully done there by Limp. So he should actually, he should fare pretty well in that matchup. I haven't seen Queen of Pain versus Bat Rider quite in a very long time.
Not your everyday matchup in the middle lane.
No.
So Pasha
might just be dead here. Yeah, one more Mango. Fada, he's got him easy.
There we have it.
What it's like to play as an offlaner right now when Lich is in almost every single game. You're just playing against like 90 Mangos, and Crystallize, he steps up too far.
That's going to be another one for Alliance. Running down the safe lane. Crystallize a step too far into the lane. He's got to be careful. 33 in Hanskin are more than ready to brawl whenever they find the opportunity. Mid lane Magical being forced to salve up.
He is not having fun.
He got brought right down low as the Napalm was stacking up incredibly high.
It's that matchup I've seen some, but you have to play like so confident with the way you are with your blinks and with your shadow strikes. Like he just blinked backwards defensively because he has the 7 stack. It doesn't seem like he's very used to that type of matchup. Well, Limp is really crushing him and taking advantage of that right now.
That's the thing. I mean, you said it there exactly. You know that in this matchup, bottom lane, Ilias, he has the kinetic field, but Hanskin's got the toss back. This should be another kill for Alliance down here on this bottom lane. A few slaps, the Disruptor's gone. Hanskin does fall in return to the multi-shot, so Crystallize at least able to find a trade. But yeah, the mid matchup, Limp, I bet he's picked Bat against Quap in loads of his pubs.
For sure.
Magical, how many times has he queued up, picked Quap, and the enemy's picked a Bat against him? Not many at all. This is going to be a very, very unusual matchup for Magical to experience. And something that Limp's going to be able to punish.
Got a lot of sticks.
He's got the 1 charges.
Okay, but still, right. It's close. He's actually committing forward. He gets him.
And Limp will take that. Gets the kill, gets the XP, gets the trip back to base. Sure, gives a little bit of gold up, but he knows when he's back in the lane, it's going to continue to go in his favor. Down bottom again, Crystallize a little out of position. The 2 of them, 33 in a hands, can get the kill a second time on the Drow in that bottom lane.
They're doing so damn well bottom. Wow. Just having the Cinder Brew, allowing them to use, I think he's just like Cinder Brewing, and then they walk up, they get an Avalanche, it procs the Cinder Brew, they get slowed, he walks up, he's able to get a toss back pretty easily. And they're pretty squishy heroes there. We will see Zayats, he did find himself that Alpha Wolf that we did mention earlier. He loves, I think he's one of the few players that like always looks for that Alpha Wolf for himself, gets the phase boots, and is very aggressive. Yeah, Limp is having a very good time. We see Magical, he's starting to catch up a bit in those last hits, but it's so annoying. Like these heroes that have such bad turn rates. Your OD, your Queen of Pain, a couple others, they have some of the worst turn rates in the game versus Bat Rider, and you do get punished in the mid matchup because of it.
I'm going to see Limp hold out for the 4-minute rune being top. Is he going to get lucky with the RNG? Yeah, it's just going to be a regen rune. So nothing too offensive. Yeah, it does. Look at
Hanskin's here!
He's in with a rotation!
Oh, beautiful move by Hanskin.
My goodness, Alliance.
Damn.
Yeah, they know their laning is so impressive. They know what sort of matchups they want to play, and they know exactly what sort of moves they need to make.
No funny business today. by them whatsoever. Yeah, great movement, right? You're already doing so much bottom. Your Brewmaster's going to get punished a bit because he's not going to get the most last hits, but that's a dream type of move as Ilias.
Another kill down on this bottom.
Quick and
Two of
easy.
these two heroes. I mean, they've killed each of the two of Na'Vi twice each now with the aggression that they've been able to pull off. This tiny Brew lane proving to be very, very strong.
And on the other side, Spectre is not getting slowed down. He's top of those last hits, 20 and 3, and he's doing great. No, that's
we are seeing overall, Na'Vi, all three of their heroes are pretty much still being able to farm. I'm sure there's starting to be a little bit of a disparity in the mid lane matchup. Top lane, Zayats. They're going to kite him out, have a bit of a poke back, but won't have the damage to bring the Doom down straight away. Nico Baby wants to make sure that he doesn't spend any time missing any of the creeps.
It is a bit of a mess. If he gets mangoes or something on Batrider and he hits level 6, you can do the play where you sticky them a couple times, you flame break, push them back into your ultimate, you lasso them, and they're just likely to die. He has a big level disparity right now versus that Queen of Pain. Looks like he's actually gone for the bottle, I believe. Since he's got rune control now, since he's able to keep that pressure onto the Queen of Pain and Zayats.
And they're going to make a move on him. He has got the Scorch Surf, movement speed will get him out of there. Pasha comes in with a Hoof Stomp. They will actually turn and start punching back into Nico Baby. Nico Baby heading away, but he cannot escape. Na'Vi will be able to find the Spectre, find the Lich. The two of them, they sure do hit hard. The combination of the Alpha Wolf Aura and the Retaliate destroys Alliance's safe lane.
Also something I don't think I've seen in, I mean, we don't see Spectre, but did you see what was happening? He has Desolate. He doesn't have Dispersion. You never see that. That ability is what people would say one of the worst, because you have to isolate a target for it actually to be good. Most people just, you completely ignore it from what I'd seen in the past. It was like 4-0-4 actually. So he's looking to actually get aggressive and isolate with like the Lich.
I mean, that has to be
lane,
it. And you've got to imagine, as soon as 6 is hit, they're going to have to find
Here's the play that we were talking about.
Every sort of kill opportunity with the Horns. At mid lane, Link out just in time will keep Magical safe, but Alliance, they do get the kill up top. They'll now turn towards Zayats.
It's working. I mean, this Desolate's working. Look at this. He's got 3 points in it.
Extra bit of damage. A bit of a slow. The movement speed a little too high, though. Zayats with the phase boost done can escape.
Really cool to see that approach. As I said, I've seen most players just go straight for Dispersion. This allows him to just play the lane a little bit different, and they can actually look to trade for kills. I like it.
And it just makes it doubly scary when he hits that 6 and he starts to haunt over and find heroes that are alone in the early stages of the game, walking around jungle and such.
Especially squishy ones like Disruptor or something along those lines. Or if he can ever, they can hit 6 on Spectre, Batrider forces a blink back of the Queen of Pain, Spectre haunts, and he jumps on top of the Queen of Pain and is able to get the kill, right? If they can force the blink back when they both hit, when Spectre hits 6, they can look for those type of setups.
Is under attack.
Losing this tower here.
That is a...
Crystallize has had to bail away from it. He doesn't feel like he can hold it.
That's pretty problematic. Losing your tier 1 this early on versus a Brewmaster tiny lane. Brew's gonna have a Dominator pretty much after this tower completed. Yeah, he's got it done. 8 minutes in, Brewmaster Dominator, they're gonna just keep running at this Drow line up here. And that's gonna allow Nico Baby a lot of space on the map. Right now he's got Pasha up here, still pressuring him with the Disruptor, but you have to imagine 33 is gonna look to move very soon.
Let's see where they can go. Zayats.
He's still the farmed one. I mean, that 4 position Doom, he's close to actually all of his cores in net worth.
I mean, he's hovered around mid, maybe seeing if he can find some opportunity to run down Limb, but it's not going to be easy.
Magical.
Only if Limb steps a little too far forward.
Magical has to be careful.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire are scanning.
And even bottom Crystallize. They're
this,
coming
they're
in past the tier 2. There's going to be the
speed.
setup. Hanscan is looking for the toss back. TPs are coming in. Can they kill him in time? 33 is going to pop the Primal Split. Focus down Crystallize. Dice is going to be set up into the air. Crystallize will fall. They're now going to turn and try and do some damage to the Doom as well. Extra TPs being forced in as Na'Vi. Actually, it's going to be cancelled. So there's no backup coming in for Zayats. They've got the setup. Another combo from Hanscan. Zayats a little too tanky though. They cannot kill the Doom. They will have to back away.
It's
but
nice.
They're getting Crystallized.
He killed the courier as it was flying over to deliver the Brewmaster's item. So that actually, if you did pick up the Dominator there, maybe the Doom might have also died there. So at least that ends up protecting him, but geez, the aggression coming up from Hanskin in this early game.
Well, they might still get Science. Because now Nico Baby's hit the 6, he's ready to come in with the horn. They'll put the Stampede, but Hanskin, he's got the toss. Science plus the stick charges, and that extra movement speed again gets him away. And meanwhile, over towards the mid, they were able to kill Magical off once more. Limp gets in, uses the lasso.
He just got the kill by himself. Well, there's a haunt coming in, but the haunt was mostly for the play bottom, but just that little extra bit of help might have been enough to allow Limp to go for those kills. Man, Limp is on fire today.
Yeah, these mid performances on these unconventional mid heroes have been very impressive this series. Silence in game 1 and now the back.
Magical 1 and 3. It's 31 and 4, and again, Hanskin's here. Blink is gonna get him away, but they're so speedy, they can catch up to him so fast. Oh,
just able to run him down. Limp, level 10. Top lane, Na'Vi able to get on the aggressive. Crystallize has moved over to the top half of the map, and they'll now start to put pressure onto the tier 1 of Alliance. They get Fada in the way of it all. We'll see if they can stick around and push on, but you know that Alliance is pretty much ready to start moving around the map with Limp. Limp's had such a good beginning to this match. On this mid bat, he's very, very strong, and he can pressure anywhere on the map that he wants to.
And they've got their 6s on their supports really early on. Sure, Na'Vi does now too, but they're already able to make this quick move up top. But it will be Na'Vi actually backing up before it does happen. This is devastating though. Queen of Pain, a hero that is known for snowballing. This is how this hero works. You want to get your treads, your orchid, especially in a game when you're versus like a brewmaster. It's the dream. Look at what he's got right now, and look what he's got queued up. He's pretty much has to already go in the fully defensive stance, which is kind of never a position you want to be in a Queen of Pain. You want to be the aggressor, and that is not going to be the case this game.
I've got to grab someone with this. They've got the rolls, they've got the Stampede, Static Storm ready for the setup of the catch. You see, meanwhile, Limp cleaning up some beautiful jungle stacks here.
He's got help nearby. There is a ward on him, though.
Can they get on top of him? He's already heading away back towards the mid. They get the vision for the glimpse into the Static Storm. He does get the flame break on before he glimpse back. It's not going to be enough to save him, though. Limp will fall. Can Alliance get kills in response? We'll see the focus onto Zayas. The lift up. Nice micro from 33 to cancel the TP. Zayas will be focused by Nico Baby and Fada. Hanskin finishes off Pasha. Chain Frost thrown out. Nothing being held back by Fada as he blows up Zayas. They get the 2 kills. And Ilias, I don't know if he's getting out either. He doesn't have any means of escape. No TP. Field is down, but 33's already there. Trapped in with him. Kills him off. They get Limp, but it costs them 3 heroes.
Such nice micro. He split up his Brewlings. He chased the Disruptor, canceled his TP, chased the Centaur as well. They got all 3 because of that. And that's pretty devastating. Does give Magical maybe a little bit of breathing room to at least get some levels, but again, immediately, Hanskin.
Oh, unlucky with the toss. Couldn't quite get the toss into the center.
The bottom. Another one.
As soon as he's back in the game, Limp instantly looks for an opportunity to make a play down bottom. And he gets it. Again, knocking down the progression of Crystallize.
Look at Hanskin, though. He's hunting. He wants Magical here, but Magical.
He's got a haster, and this is going to be very, very hard.
And they saw it.
Oh, that Sentry will find him. Sentry into the trees. Ilias gets that short burst of vision that reveals Hanskin's positioning.
He wants Magical. Look at him just running directly at him.
Oh, does it know the Centaur?
Oh my God, it was so close. I saw it coming.
That would have been high.
I saw it coming.
They tried.
But now Pasha, up top, Crystallize will TP in. Limp, he does have boots of travel. The damage will push him away. And now 33, eating double ultimates.
I mean, he's definitely dead there. A Static Storm and a Doom. Good luck with that one.
Huge moves, though, getting Magical back in the game, getting these kills. He's top 3 net worth. All right, there you go.
And stepping it up, Na'Vi, making sure that this time they do exercise their ability to fight back at Alliance at this early point, something they were unable to do with their draft in game 1.
They responded really well. I feel like they have to be able to respond really well. You're playing into a Spectre lineup. You cannot start losing control of the early game too hard, because then you know you're going to get to a point later on where the Spectre is just going to dominate you. So it's good. They have actually been able to fight back as they're bringing the number advantage. I think that's what they kind of have to do. The last one where they made that move onto Limp in the jungle, it was too overextended. They had to chase way too far forward to actually get that kill on top of a shrine, on top of so many different things that Alliance can help with. So,
oh, Sentry's down. Hanskin spots out Magical, trying to get the control. The toss-up of the flame break, not enough, but maybe with the Sinister Gaze it is. They drag him in, a blink out in time. Magical still on the run, but Limps are chasing. They're on top of the Quap. And as quickly as Magical starts to pick his game back up, he gets taken out of it once more.
Holding onto the lasso as well. Limp had it the entire time, but they didn't want to waste it. They want to save it for a bigger type of target that they can pressure. And during all this, like I was saying, like the Spectre is not getting any attention from Na'Vi. He's just getting a free time, getting all the farm in the world. And Alliance is setting the pace nicely to have that Spectre be that big carry. Zayats, though, is farming dangerously well. He is level 9 on this Doom with Phase Drum on his way toward a Blink Dagger. Could be one of the X factors.
Oh,
Limp with the bots.
He's in with the bots. Does get clipped back, but the lasso's already there for the setup. And Zayats, he's gone because of it. Static Storm's down as well as the Kinetic Field. Magical, he's in. The two-man Sonic Wave knocks him back, but Hanskin, he still lives. It wasn't quite enough damage to kill off the Tiny. Farah tries to pull an Ilias with the Sinister Gaze. Crystallized turns, pops out the multi-shot. It's not enough to kill the Lich. Farah is fine.
Now,
and now 33, he's diving in under the tower. Na'Vi need backup, and they need it now. TPs are coming in. Magical is finally able to clean up the two stragglers. Hanskin and Farah do fall. 33 splits about to end, but he has Limp. It's back over here. Is able to offer him backup at 33 needs it. Silence out. Crystallized lays down the damage with the multi-shot. Pasha trying to get on top. Again, slowing him down. The dagger's upon him. 33 in trouble. He's trying to run away, but he's ticking down low. Magical jumps forward, cleans up another. Maybe Na'Vi's not done. Looks like they can't catch Limp. Limp with the bots a little too speedy. Will be able to run away unless Ilias could get a glimpse. Does come in, and he's found it. Great play from Ilias. Comes in time. The Kinetic Field trap set. Magical's in as well. Another knockback with the Flame Break. Limp trying his best, but the Doom is there. Zayats lands it. They cannot get on top to kill him off, though. He will be able to run away. Great attempt from Ilias coming in with that TP to get him back with the glimpse. They don't have the damage.
Nice responsive plays from Na'Vi. That all starts out with the Butcher Travel play from Limp, and they glyph the creep, right? They glyph that creep to make sure that the Doom could not actually kill it. We'll see that again. You see the glyph, Dire Structure's fortified. He tried to kill it. They get that, but the send back. That glimpse was actually so clutch. It sends Limp completely out of the fight, which then allows Na'Vi to bring the rest of their heroes in and get that number advantage versus Alliance. While Alliance, they can't actually bring everybody. Spectre doesn't have Haunt, and Batrider just got moved completely out of the team fight. So a nice response from Na'Vi there. And yeah, look at his Chain Frost. It actually bounces to Ilias. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate for him amongst that entire creep wave, but...
Some excellent signs of life from Na'Vi, though, in this game, too.
It is all on their side of the map still, which is one of the one slight concern, and they're not slowing down the Spectre at all, but at least they're getting these trades that are coming out in a little bit in their favor in those kills.
Oh, for sure. As you say, it's even in net worth, but one team has a Spectre.
And he's got Manta already finished up, so good way to protect himself versus a decent amount of the aggression that can come out from Na'Vi, be it the the clumsy net or maybe dodging a stomp. He has a couple Manta dodges that he can do that can be pretty nice too, like the glimpse, the centaur stomps and stuff like that, which are hard, but possible.
We'll see what they can find over Alliance's half. As you said, most of the fights for Na'Vi have been all on their territory. Now they're getting over onto Alliance's, into Alliance's jungle.
And Magical has really caught back up. Level 14 now.
They're in. Blink jump straight onto the Lich. TPs are coming in. Fada can get anything out. Pop the Sinister Gaze. They'll Stampede. Trying to escape. Buyback from Fada. They want to fight this Alliance. The Glimpse there to separate them. Gives space for Pasha to try for the TP out, but he cannot escape. The lasso's there in time. Limp catches one, and 33 catches the other.
They protect the important core, though, right? They protect the Queen of Pain. But a very deep dive there from Na'Vi.
It is giving space for Crystallized to get those early items done on the drought before he himself is really ready to start pushing aggressively onto Alliance's half.
Yeah, and they did force, the Haunt, at least in that aspect, so they're going to know that the Spectre can't turn up to any type of the future fights if it is on their side of the map. So they can get number advantage in some situations there on the side of Na'Vi, be that the case. This Doom, always going to be an issue. That early Blink Dagger, he can cause quite a lot of damage.
30 seconds till the Static Storm, and when that's up, Na'Vi, you know they'll be hungry to try and set something up again. Ilias has been doing a good job so far with the control he's offered.
Yeah, 0, 5, and 8, but he is definitely getting like these really nice glimpse plays and from like these little wards that he has put down. And a bit of a slowdown period here.
something that you have to imagine that Alliance will be happy with.
Yeah.
More time and more space as the Spectre's farm continues to grow.
Starting to farm some Ancients now, too. It's got Haunt back in 45, but they do have everything else available for themselves to fight. And these Ancients are actually pretty tough. He's getting kind of his butt kicked a little bit. 33 has hit a big peak timing too of like mass. He's level 12 and he's got the Vlad's Dominator. So his fighting also is going to get a lot stronger and it's about to be outpost.
They're going to try and start something here. Pasha pops the Stampede. He finds Hansken in the trees. No hesitation from 33 immediately with the Primal Split. The net's out, trapping the Centaur. Is Pasha going to get any sort of backup? Looks like Na'Vi are going to let him be. They don't want to try and force this fight. They're stepping back, seeing if they can find anyone separated away. Limp, he's diving in to commit for this. Goes in with the last of the Static Storm thrown out from Ilias to try and split this up. Make sure Alliance cannot get to Crystallize. As Crystallize stands on the high ground, goes for the multi-shot. The Avalanche does cancel it, but the damage output's there. Magical jumps in. They kill off the Tiny. They've got themselves two, and they're not done. Another grab from Ilias.
He doesn't get the dodge.
Drags in Nico Baby. Nico Baby has the frost shield, but the tombs drop down. There'll be a buyback from Hansken. The Sonic Wave's there, knocking Nico Baby down incredibly low. Ilias is trying to finish it off. He's got the Thunderstrike on him. Magical jumps in, but it's not enough as Nico Baby can hide in the trees. It's another buyback coming into play. There it is, finally. Magical closes the gap, jumps in, gets the big one. Nico Baby's gone. 33's in trouble as he's trying to battle up against Crystallize, but Crystallize can stand tall. Magical comes in with a backup. 4 dead on Alliance. As Na'Vi, they are taking some excellent fights. And Alliance, they were the ones trying to force that. You saw Limp go straight away for the rest of Na'Vi. He felt confident that Alliance had the strength to force that sort of engagement, but Na'Vi able to maneuver themselves in that great position on the high ground and then sort of wrap around in a way that was so hard for Alliance to just fight them and have the advantageous amount of numbers in the fights. Ilias, with this control of the Disruptor, he's just dragging them back one by one by one.
A beautiful disengage, that's what it was, right? It starts out with this, the Stampede, they lose Pasha, but the way that Na'Vi disengaged, and I feel like Alliance just like kind of over-committing. 33 and Limp really wanted to go for those kills on the side there, but the Quap Yules stops the aggression from Limps in its tracks. They get another way to try to kind of hold him in place, and then from there, Crystallize has like the best positioning possible in the game, it feels like, as a Drow Ranger. Look at this. Just wailing on them from the high ground, and they cannot get to him. Hansken actually tries to go for the deny here, but doesn't have quite enough damage. But then, yeah, they can just continue beating on them there. Chain Frost doesn't bounce to anybody either, and from there, Alliance is on full retreat.
I mean, as you say, this is just very heads-up smart move from Na'Vi. They saw Pasha dying there by the outpost, but they don't focus on that. They say, we cannot take a fight there. If they tried to jump in at the start and help out Pasha, Alliance, very likely that Alliance would have just team-wiped. But Na'Vi knew if we can move the fight to a sort of better place on our terms. Obviously, Limp ended up kind of helping them out by chasing them as far as he did and trying to make the fight continue to happen. The Na'Vi bring the fight into their territory. 4K lead now. And Magical, he's sitting on that top spot. He's getting some great plays off in the fights. The positioning is perfect. Big kills as well. Getting that Spectre out of the game. Nico Baby, his farm has slowed down that little bit. Alliance has got to be careful with these fights that they've been forcing now.
Yeah, I mean, such a boss recovery. Toss back.
Toss back. Stampede's there, and they don't have all. They got the lasso back up, Limp. That'll do it. Science is gone. The rest of Na'Vi are out.
A nice kill. Yeah, such an absurd recovery by Magical. He was 1-4. He's 10-5 now in the game. Just been giving so many extra kills and just great rotations and he, disciplined. Sure, maybe he was uncomfortable with the lane. Maybe he hadn't played, like we said, versus the Barrier so much, but as a game aspect, this man knows his Queen of Pain. Full Diffusal, now finished up for Nico Baby. So his kill potential is a lot higher, especially on a hero like Disruptor. You can just die before the fight even starts a lot of the times.
I've got some good ways, then, Na'Vi, of separating the Spectre from their heroes, whether it be the Glimpses, Stampede, Crystallize with his Hurricane Pike. They've got ways to jump away and allow them to turn and fire back.
Yep.
So he's got to be smart about how he commits to the fights, Nico Baby, especially after that last one where he did end up losing his life.
He got the Manta dodge, though, on the Glimpse. It was close. He tried. And now for Linken's. There you go. So Yule's Linken's a bit of more of a defensive kind of aspect, but the Yule's actually made it such such a good move versus Limp in particular in that one fight bottom. And yeah, Linken's is going to be excellent versus Batrider always.
Well, Crystallize has got the Shadow Blade complete. Another way that he can separate himself from Nico Baby trying to get on top of him.
Yeah, avoiding that
fight. And obviously you will have that progression into the Silver Edge and therefore that break mechanic that's going to be very appealing to have against a late game Spectre.
Yep, and they're looking to make their aggressive move. Everything is available for both sides. Nico Baby, he stepped up hard.
That's the big catch. Straight in they go. Throw everything down. Doom, Static Storm, padding away. Crystallize shoots down the Spectre. They move over to Fada. Both of them are dead. As Na'Vi, the aggression, it's beautiful. 33, he'll get the split off. He has to. See if he can do anything with it. It doesn't look like it. Na'Vi just dance themselves away.
And that means they can probably just go set up for Roche. No split available. Great moves coming out from Na'Vi. Great read of the map as well. Having these aggressive wards down as well, really helping them. Seeing that Limp, I guess, was low on mana too. And they don't hesitate. That was the thing I like. They just literally just immediately jumped on him. They didn't try to like throw any type of spells and poke at him. No, it was just a full commit. Now they're in a great spot. 6k gold lead, draw with an Aegis.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, they seem to know exactly what to do at this point, Na'Vi. Very nice time for Limp. He wants to hold onto that one, Spider Legs, so he can... Well, I guess most of the time you're Firefly, maybe you don't yourself.
He's got bots and stuff too anyway, so...
I guess you treat Handskin to it, allow him to have a bit of an easier way of setting up and catching people out running across terrain.
Yeah, maybe. Spider Legs are just like, good on everybody, honestly. Yeah, they really are just good on every single hero.
Argument for getting given the Spider Legs.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, nice. Clever.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
7k lead for Na'Vi off the back of taking that Roche.
Yep. They can chill for a little bit.
Up and up, and they've got to be more careful, Alliance. Nico Baby cannot afford to be caught out on the front lines.
As we do see there, yeah, that swing. Na'Vi getting a firm grasp of this one now. As the Brewmaster, 33. He's really fallen off that laning phase. Him and Hanskin just, I mean, most of the laning phase, right, from Alliance was just absolutely excellent. They were making these moves, everything was going well, but yeah, Na'Vi with these last 10 minutes, these responses have been absolutely beautiful.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And gotta love how it's any instance of damage that pops the Cinder Brew there. So even a Centaur stop of 20 damage.
Drag back.
They were ready for this.
Besides, he's tanking with the Stampede. Pop the Glimpse as well. Ilias tries to grab back Limp. Limp will be able to break away from it. 33 will not be quite as lucky. Limp having to use the BKB to make sure he didn't get glimpsed back into that trap. But it's another play that Alliance are trying to go for.
And Na'Vi knew.
It's not working out.
They were perfectly set up for that. The Glimmer was almost instant there, I believe, by Ilias, just to watch out for the Doom. And yeah, they knew that movement was going to be coming. Now tier 1.
And it's, Alliance, they've got to really sort of calm down a little bit, it feels. It seems like, Limp, after such a brilliant start, he's sort of getting ahead of himself now. A lot of these plays that he's trying to force are ending in disaster for his team as a whole, and they're allowing Na'Vi to start to pick up more and more objective. Na'Vi's now sitting at a 10k gold lead. Alliance, it all rests on the Spectre. This Brew and Bat, these playmaking cores, they're going to start falling off. Zayat has been found, pots the BKB. There's no lasso available. He's able to walk away, no problem.
That's the 4th position Doom, by the way, with BKB, Blink, Drum, level 17 as well on this man.
And that was Alliance's mid and carry. They couldn't kill him.
Yeah. Double Craggy Coat for Craggy Coat for each side. Okay. Very nice.
Some very, very nice mid-game here from Na'Vi.
And they've got so much team fight now in their draft, right? Versus Alliances, which is... They've got team fight too with the Brewmaster, with the Spectre, with the Lich. Sure, these do contribute, but Batrider, he can contribute some type of team fight, but he's more of this, like, pick-off-esque hero, and it's really gone in Na'Vi's favor the last, like, 15, or 12, 10 minutes, something like that, along those lines. And these heroes are all just starting to get a bit tankier. So, your tiny combos, your lasso plays to get these like solo pickoffs, it's just not there now for Alliance. Na'Vi has to be feeling pretty good.
Obviously with the BKBs on both of both of Na'Vi's cores. Suddenly this Spectre, it just feels a whole lot less scary. The Manta Diffusal build, he wasn't really able to find the quick kills that he hoped for, Nico Baby, with the speed that he got those items online. And it's obviously that build, it's not really going to speed up your farming. And now mid, he gets jumped on again, straight in under the tower. Nico Baby just gets blown up.
But he's got the buyback.
They'll pop the Stampede to try and disengage Alliance. They've got to find something out of this. And they'll commit with the Primal Split. Zayas pops the BKB. Crystallize is caught on the front. They've dusted him up. They'll kill off the Drow the once. A blink out to safety will be there from Zayas as he's fine. Can Na'Vi help Crystallize? He's still got the BKB ready to go. Pasha jumps in with a Hoostomp. Crystallize. He's able to run away, turn, use the gust to throw them back. The dagger ticks out Hansken. Hansken's dead. Limp goes across towards Magical. But Alliance, they've lost
Nico
fire.
Baby.
A buyback comes into play from Hansken. Nico Baby, you bought back. It's a dieback on Nico Baby. He's dead a second time. Gone for 90 seconds. Zayas is being focused down. Can he escape with a glimmer? He cannot. They do kill off Zayas, but Crystallize, he's still fighting fit. He's full health. Alliance, they're struggling to get on top of him. 33 tries to close the gap, but Pasha, Hoostomp, locks down the brew in place. They turn. 33's trying for the TP, but the controls, their glimpse back. TP is cancelled. 33 will fall. As Na'Vi just outmaneuvering and outplaying Alliance in every single team fight.
And Spectre died back. That is absolutely devastating for Alliance. He went for the fighting build. He went for this Manta Diffusal fighting build rather than a farming build. And they've lost every single fight since he's gotten that Manta.
It's just
and
rough.
Diffusal.
I mean, do you think, sort of looking back, is Nico Baby feeling like, you know, he should have gone for the Greed, gone for the Radiance play, he had all that space. If he was able to sort of build up into some sort of bigger carry, he went for that mid-game build. The mid-game, it's been a disaster for Alliance. Na'Vi have just destroyed them in every single fight.
They wanted to try to build a fight every single time, but it didn't work at all. Na'Vi just took the better type of situations of fights. There is repair kits, so we will see the game. They will be able to delay it a bit longer here. But it does seem like Alliance has been completely thwarted by the responses of Na'Vi.
Worthy tribute.
One more fight like that, sort of on, you know, if Na'Vi's able to push in and make that fight happen outside of the base, I mean, that one already was kind of dangerously close to it. They are going to be able to push in and start pressuring the high ground. Alliance cannot afford to lose another fight like that.
No, I mean, they just stagnated the entire net worth of the Spectre. It's really tough for Spectre now to come back because he doesn't have that farming item to actually do so. He doesn't have that Radiance. He's got this fighting item, so the only hope for Alliance now is to take an advantageous fight into triple BKB of Na'Vi, which kind of counteracts everything that Alliance has. They don't really have any physical damage dealers on their team at all. Spectre, he can, but he's not really that great of one. He can stick on target. Yeah, it's not really a physical damage here.
Yeah, once you BKB, you're not scared of the Spectre.
No.
Not at all.
Alliance, they do have their ults available. Trying to maybe get that initial jump off. But Na'Vi, they have everything too. Let's see what can they make of this. Can they actually instantly kill somebody? Pasha?
Get the setup. Pasha, he's just going to start walking into this. He doesn't care at all. And now with the Doom down on 33, this is already a fight going wrong for Alliance. They try to escape. The glimpse is there on a Fada does get the Chain Frost out, but 33 is dead. He'll buy back, but the rest of Alliance, they're falling so fast. The Sonic Wave onto Limp, pushes him back, brings him low. Limp with the BKB can fly away, but it's two dead again on Alliance. Hansken trapped in the river. They're using their buybacks again to try and get over and keep this fight going, but there's no hope for Hansken as the tiny falls.
33 comes back in.
Trying to make something happen, but they're just killing it off with the multi-shot. Now they come in, they're using the horn, they do get the lasso off, but the Lotus will play in time, so Limp ends up lassoing himself, locking his own self down. Limp is dead. They're trying to run now as this Spectre, he has nothing. This is the least spooky ghost in the game. It is over, it is done.
Damn.
Ah, man, that Na'Vi, relentless and beautiful plays in that whole mid-game. And that was a very underwhelming Spectre. Considering the space that Nico Baby got at the start, this carry, he couldn't carry a fly.
I mean, Owen, you said it at the beginning. Nobody's picking Spectre.
Lots of teams think it's terrible. I think maybe we can add Alliance to that list now. They're probably looking at this going like, what? We had all the space in the world. This Spectre had free farm. but then it did nothing.
A couple bad fights just completely snowballed out of control, and they didn't have the farming mechanism. Like, Spectre can't catch up when he goes for those type of items. He ends up, what did he actually end up in the game?
Yeah, wow.
So, like, I actually didn't end up seeing the score, but he had quite a lot of deaths, even though, like, trying to get him. Yeah, he was 1-6-10 on the Spectre. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you look at the scores of the rest of his team: 8-4 on the Batrider, 6-7 on the Brew. He died a lot later on. 5-6 on Tiny. Everybody else was kind of just playing these aggressive manners. The Spectre was the one that just couldn't actually get any type of benefit, and Magical with a godly recovery from 1-4 to 12-5.
Yeah, Na'Vi, they played it amazing, and those jumps every time, catching out Nico Baby as they did, they just destroyed him. Yep. No hope for Alliance there in that game 2. Great to see. We've had a bit of back and forth between game 1 and game 2. What is going to happen in game 3? We'll find out very shortly. Do not go anywhere. It stands 1-1 between Na'Vi and Alliance.